Hey everybody, welcome to the card of the day. The High Priestess and a paper clip. That's because I'm not at home, so I'm on a slippery desk in Reno, and I'm a little bit flying by the seat of my pants. But I have to say, um, in interesting times, I think this is an interesting card to talk about. It's Friday, and there has been, I believe it's the Anthony Bourdain is like the second suicide of this week. And it made me think about, and a lot of people are asking me what's going on. And I know some of what's going on. In a way that astrology is describing that we're getting over 4,000 years of a male patriarchy. And basically, what has happened is the whole system has to be knocked down and rebuilt. And I think everyone is feeling that. And there's a lot of tension. And as much as there are some people having great days and are like, I don't know what she's talking about, turn it off, there's something in the air, and it's not just the air of change. And I have become very aware of this. And in case you can tell by someone who has a podcast and does readings and all this stuff, I like to talk and listen to myself, which is not always a good thing. It is good to listen to your heart, not always too much listening to yourself. And lately, I have put my attention on listening to others. And just a quick story about that. I went swimming with a woman at my apartment complex that I don't usually hang out with. And holy cow, she had the most interesting life that I didn't know about. Personal assistant to Glenn, who's Campbell. 1 year put together the Oscars, had 5 people thanking her. Personal assistant for Alan Alda. Uh, um, Neil Diamond wrote a song about her. All these things that I thought, wow, this is just from listening, finding out about other people. And I think that's a very important thing right now because of how people are feeling, these suicides that are probably coming out of nowhere. And that is the High Priestess card, Planet X. You know what? I don't know that much about Planet X, but you should send me an email at paranormalkaren@gmail because something is going on, and if you have information, please do send me that, because it's just the times. I listened to the Pele report, and it's very good, but something is changing quickly here. And the reason I chose the High Priestess today, thank you for that, my friend. We'll do all over YouTube. Okay, great. I'll read that over YouTube. And hopefully be able to, I won't be here next week, but hey, we'll be able to put it in when I'm back doing my card of the day. So the High Priestess, the reason I chose this card, it's one of the most mysterious cards in the deck, which is what I think, the time I think we're in. And again, thank you. I will look for that. Please, anyone that has anything to add or put in, please do it on YouTube or send me an email. I'd love to hear from you. She is also the card of secrecy. Okay, she's the card of silence. She is the card of waiting. She is the card of diplomacy, but she usually, you see that mouth shut, that's what it's about. And that is something I feel like is happening with these people that are committing suicide. And we are either not hearing them, or they are not saying it, or there is no communication. And I understand, I work in the comedy field, so I can pretty much say anything, and people will either laugh or listen, which is a good thing. So if I'm in trouble, I have a lot of ears, and I do not feel self-conscious about saying anything. I understand people have jobs and things where they can't do that, and that silence can overtake them. So today, your mantra of the day is about not being silent or knowing when to listen, like the High Priestess, using your intuition to know the difference, to know when to listen or to know when to speak. And it's more about others than ourselves. Silence and listening will be chosen carefully. Okay? Silence and listening will be chosen carefully. So think about that this week. Think about what other people are saying or what they're not saying, and see if you can be that ear to them and hear them. You know, it's not always commenting. Sometimes it's just like taking the time to listen. You don't have to say you believe or you don't believe. Just make sure they feel like you have made a connection. Sometimes when you go on retreats and stuff, they have exercises where you just look in the other person's eyes for like an hour at a time, which is, yes, a little stalkery if it has not been introduced that way. But just take the time to look in somebody's eyes and give them the option of telling you what they need to say. And you keep their secrets. The hat she's wearing refers to Planet X. Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's what I love. I know it's the waxing and waning moon, which is also down here, but it refers to Planet X. I got to do some research on that. Thank you, my friend. Silence and listening will be chosen carefully. Okay? Go out and make sure you hear somebody today and the weekend. Thanks, you guys, and thanks, my new friend there at adatart.com. I will see you on YouTube. Have a great weekend, everybody.